Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jingle, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite releases from Degasser Video, and I just watched this for the first time last week, and it instantly became one of my favorite releases that company has done, and it's honestly one of my favorite movies that I've seen in a very long time. You'll have to excuse my runny nose. I am having really bad allergies right now. We just had a massive dust storm come through where I'm from last night, and there was tornadoes around and stuff. It was a crazy night. But before we get into this, please remember to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in more horror content, stay tuned because I have a lot more coming. But first, let's check out this clip from what we're going to be talking about.
Not open till Christmas. Hope I don't go blind. Got a new recipe, and it's great.
Okay, so if you guys don't recognize that, the movie that we're going to be talking about today is Redneck Zombies. This movie took me by a big surprise. I absolutely loved it. That artwork is so sick. We'll get into the release a little bit later, but Redneck Zombies was released in February of 1989, and it was distributed by Troma, which I am a big Troma fan. I love Toxic Avenger, Terror Firmer, Poultrygeist. Rabid Grannies was another one that we did not long ago that was a Troma movie. They're just so much fun and always like balls to the wall, and I'm a big comedy horror guy, so I always love stuff that they do. But so the opening of this is like a text scroll. It kind of reminds me of Star Wars, and the plot is very similar to Return of the Living Dead. There's like this toxic barrel, which in Return of the Living Dead, there's like this like toxic waste barrel that got taken out of like a military establishment or something. But this is a little bit different than that, but it just kind of reminded me of that. This movie actually had a $10,000 budget, which is insane to me, like the stuff that they could do in this with that low of a budget. And the intro credits say Full Moon Presents, but I'm not sure it's that full moon. I'm 99% sure that it's not that full moon, but I still thought that was kind of funny. And this is a shot on video film, and it is done insanely well. Right off the rip, there's this dude reading a Fangoria horror magazine. I love that. That was a nice touch. And the tone of this one is just so comedic throughout, and there's all kinds of like bloody and gooey practical effects that are just so well done and so cheesy and charming. I loved it so much. And right from the beginning, this is basically how the chaos starts happening. So there's this guy smoking a joint while driving and talking to his dog. He offers his dog a hit of the joint and then burns his hand, thus crashing his car and loses the radioactive waste to a bunch of rednecks that think it's moonshine. If that doesn't sound like a Troma title, I don't know what else does. You just could not make this shit up. And like this one, I feel like is just, it's a movie where you just hang out with some friends, have some drinks, and just enjoy. It's so much fun. There's so many good like one-liners and stuff. This guy, I'll show you a picture of him on the back of the slipcover. This guy is the Tobacco Man, and he is so creepy. He has like this bloody bag. It almost reminds me of like Jason Voorhees from Part 2. So there's like a lot of like horror like homages in this too, because that's definitely an homage to Jason Voorhees and Friday the 13th Part 2. And he's got like this really deep voice, and his skin is all gross. And just going back to like, there's so many good one-liners. There's this part where the sons are complaining, and the dad is like, "Quit your sassing, boy. I pulled you out of your mother and I can shove you back in." I thought that was really funny. There's also another amazing homage to the hitchhiker scene in Texas Chainsaw Massacre with a razor blade and all. There's the subplot is like these campers that are in the woods, and they're just trying to have a good time. They're all taking drugs and stuff, and they end up smoking some weed, and like it causes them to like trip out, and there's some really cool visuals. And like I was just thinking like that had to have been some really good stuff to cause people to trip out like that. There's also like this really cool segment that shows the rednecks transforming into the zombies with like some amazing bladder effects, and it is just putrid. It's so disgusting. There's a scene where a zombie sucks an eyeball out of a skull, and I love that. I will give a trigger warning though. There is some footage of a chicken plant. If that kind of thing bothers you, steer clear from this, or just skip over that part right when you see it. There's this scene where they're trying to like dissect this guy, like one of the dead zombies, and they have like a veterinarian with them or something, or pre-vet, and he ends up dissecting him, and it is a wild scene. It's so disgustingly well done, but like the practical effects in this were just so awesome for how low budget it was. There's also an amazing kill at the end. I don't want to spoil, but it's an amazing homage to Day of the Dead, which is like one of the best kills in that movie. If you guys have seen that, you guys are going to love Redneck Zombies. The last 30 minutes is an absolute bloodbath, and like this just took me by surprise. It was so much fun. It's not a very long watch. It's only like an hour and 35 minutes. But let's get into the edition itself. So this is the slipcover. I'm not sure if this is available on Vinegar Syndrome still or not. For those of you that don't know, DeGosser Video is a sub-label of Vinegar Syndrome. They're pretty much the same company. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, you got this awesome slipcover. That artwork on the front is amazing with like the toxic sign. And then you've got the Tobacco Man on the back. I love him. And then this is the regular cover. So this, I actually flipped the graphic, but this is the graphic on the VHS. It says they're tobacco chewing, gut chomping cannibal kinfolk from hell. I want this VHS tape in my collection so bad. That's how much I loved this movie. It was so much fun, and it's also stacked with special features. Sorry about the glare in that picture, guys, but let me go over the special features with you. So there's brand new commentaries with some of the producers and the director and the lead actress. There's also archival commentary tracks with them. There's a alternate 20th anniversary edit of the movie, which I didn't watch, but I'll probably check that out sometime. There's also Sweet Redneck Memories. It's an 83-minute making of documentary, which I watched a little bit of that, and it was a ton of fun. It has interviews with the cast and crew. There's also an unfinished archival making of documentary from like the 90s of or I guess it's late 80s, early 90s of the movie. It's only like 14 minutes long. There's also deleted scenes and outtakes. There's a scene from Crabtown, USA, which I guess was like the precursor to this. It was a local cable access show that predated this, so that was pretty cool. And like, it was just so much fun, guys. I had such a blast with Redneck Zombies. I'm gonna watch this one probably every year, if not multiple times a year, because that's how much I loved it. Besides that today, guys, I also wanted to share with you my subscriber package for April came in, and I'm super excited about some of these titles. If you recognize any of these or want to suggest me like reviewing them or checking them out first, let me know in the comments, please. But first, we got Devil Doll and the Curse of the Voodoo. I don't know anything about this. This is not really up my alley, but I usually try to check some of this stuff out because you never know if you're going to really be into it or like it or not. So these are 60s horror movies. They are both in black and white, I believe. You can see the pictures on the back. I'm not going to get too into this, but that one doesn't really interest me too much, but I'll probably give it a chance. These next three I'm super hyped about. So this first one is from Saturn's Core, and it is called Bone Sickness, to make sure there's no nudity on this one. But look at that slipcover, guys. This is so sick. I think this was limited to 1,000, and the slipcover version is sold out. You've got like a awesome looking zombie guy on the back. Let me just show you guys some of the scenes. If you can see these, like, dude, this is going to be so much fun. I cannot wait. I'm so excited to check that out. Saturn's Core, I haven't gotten any of their stuff before, but I've heard that their stuff is really fun, like low budget SOV, which I've been all about that stuff lately. These last two are the main event. I'm so excited for these. First, we have The Nesting on 4K. This might be one of my favorite Vinegar Syndrome slipcovers I've ever seen. Like the purple and the blues look so good. It's like shining almost. It's so awesome. And then the back, look at that with like the freaking sickle and like all the dead bodies and blood and stuff. It's so awesome. But I'm super excited for the nesting. There's the original artwork, I believe. I don't know anything about this movie, but it's a classic 80s slasher, I'm pretty sure, and I'm about that life. So I'm super excited for the nesting. This last one I have to kind of cover up because it does have some nudity on it, but this is Murder Rock. This is Lucio Fulci's last giallo film, I believe, in like 1989 or something. But I'm super excited to check this one out. There's the back. You can see that. Let me make sure there's nothing else right here. That is the slip cover on the inside of the slipcase. And then this is the original artwork, I believe. But I'm super excited to check this one out too. I love Lucio Fulci. Like, he's one of my favorite Italian horror directors, or horror directors as a whole of all time. I cannot wait to go through all these movies, guys. But I just want to talk to you a little bit about Redneck Zombies, show you my new movies that came in for the Vinegar Syndrome subscriber April package. And I just can't wait to go through these and review them with you guys. Like I said, if you have seen any of these or could suggest one for me to start with, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.